turn the light up. Hold on, y'all. Hey, Magical Girl, can y'all hear me okay? Let me know y'all can hear me because I'm on the laptop. Can everybody hear me okay? And Magical Girl, I got your thing. I just haven't called you. I'm going to call you. Girl, I passed out yesterday. Everybody hear me okay? What is this? What is that noise? What noise? Can everybody hear me? Okay. Anybody hear any other noise? Because Danielle's saying there's a noise. Is there a noise? Oh, okay. Danielle, you're a hot mess. Talking about I hear you. What is that noise? Danielle is a mess, y'all. I'm on the laptop. All right, let me get in here and see who all's in here. So, good afternoon. I got Miss Charlene. What's up, baby? Disney Princess Shay, Chicago BBW. How you doing? Let's see here. Disney Princess Jennifer. What's up? Danielle, I talked to you earlier today. African Violet. What's up? I got Shay already. I think we got everybody that's in here right now. Okay. Y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all, I slept. I slept most of the day. I talked to Danielle late. Hey, Ichibak, what's up? No, Danielle messing me talking about me talking was a noise. What's that noise? She's a hot mess, y'all. We're gonna see Danielle again. She's a hot mess. I'm trying to get it so I don't look like I'm just this big chocolate face because I'm chocolate, but it was real chocolate on this end. Danielle's stupid. Bauman JB, if y'all don't know, that's Danielle. But it's puff and stuff. Hot mess. All right. Now, when they had Chinese, Mexican food again today. Y'all, okay, I gotta say this. So the lady I had yesterday, she was really good. I gave her a 20% tip. White lady, she was cool as hell, waitress. Cool, very attentive. I got you. Was always asking me what I wanted. You need anything else? Today I got the little Mexican dude. Now, I'm a good tipper. I'm a good tipper because I work hard. So I understand working hard, right? I gave his ass a 10% tip. He came by, he didn't ask me, I had to tell him, he didn't ask me if I wanted water. He didn't come back really to check to see if I was okay. Then at the end, he gonna be all nice. No, Ninja, you getting 10%. Only good thing you did was bring me my food. Hey, Rochelle, what's up? Let's see, who else we got in here? So, yeah, I went to the same little Mexican spot. I wanted to try their enchiladas. They had enchiladas with 3 different flavors on. Actually, were very good. They were shredded chicken enchiladas were really good, and then I did a shredded chicken taco. And then I'm not going back out tonight, so I had got there. I like something called ceviche, if you know what it is. Hey, Regina. Um, I love ceviche. So ceviche is a Mexican. It's almost like a salad, or it looks almost like a cocktail, but what it is, it's the shrimp is not really cooked like they cook it or steam it. They basically use lemon or lime juice mainly, and they allow the acidity of the lemon juice to cook the shrimp. And then they chop up, it usually has onion, tomato, cilantro, onion, tomato, cilantro. I'm trying to think if there's anything else in there. Cucumber. And it's chopped up, diced up in there. And then it's marinated in those juices. And then you can put it, usually most people eat it with either chips, some do it with crackers, I like chips, or you put it on a hard tostada shell. And you do a ceviche tostada. I love ceviche. It's one of my favorite. And then you take avocado, and you can some people dice the avocado up in it. I like putting the avocado, like sliced avocado on top. Put some sauce on there, and it's good as hell. Danielle, do I have pictures of it? I might have some pictures of some ceviche. I mean, they have it in Lubbock. That one outline I go to, they have a really good ceviche there. Yeah, they have it in Lubbock. Oh, the bed squeaking, yeah, y'all. It's just my fat butt on the bed. That might be the noise you're talking about, bed squeaking. Okay. Well, I'm here in, it's called Locust Grove, which I like this little city. I've been looking for a place, looking for a city to be in, or to possibly move to retire to, and I'm really digging Locust Grove. It's very green. What I really like, so there's a couple things I'm looking for when I'm looking for that place where I buy me some land and retire. I was looking at Texas because Texas has a lot of cheap land, but Texas people, some of them are a little odd. Just and I need a good mix. And I'm gonna say this: I need a good mix of Anglo folks that act like they don't have problems with other minority groups. I do. I don't need you feeling you're superior or that I'm less than. That bothers me to no degree. We all are human, regardless of our ethnicity, and God spoke us all into created beings. Okay, so I have a problem with that. But here, it kind of reminds me of being back in parts of Arizona. And Arizona does have its own racial issues. We do. Don't ever get it twisted. We have racial issues. Our racism in Arizona, though, is a little more covert and not as blatant as what I see here in the South, or in your southern areas. Here in the southern areas, it's like the white folk don't give a damn. They gonna let you know they don't like niggers. And it's not always said, but it's very much. Um, yeah, I found that out talking to the driver over here of African Violet. I found out he said he bought, I forgot how many acres, and he got it back in 2012 for like 20 grand, and he's got a running creek by his house. I'm like, oh, I would be no more good. You could fish, I could garden, and I could put me a tiny home up and probably do some rainwater harvesting. Y'all, my mind was like clickety, clickety, click. So I got on here to research today while I was sitting over at the restaurant, and it's in Georgia, Regina. I'm in Georgia. I'm just outside of Atlanta. It's called Locust Grove. Research them. And they had a population of only about 2,000 something, and they've recently grown to about 5,000 something. So they've doubled their population. And I forgot when I saw that last time. Still a small, relatively small community, but they have what is it called, one of these outlet malls over here behind here. Um, Plenty of little restaurants in the area. Very green, very pretty, very lush. It is literally about maybe 40 miles or so from the major Atlanta area. Gorgeous girl, gorgeous. And what I'm also liking is I'm seeing a good collaboration of groups. You got Mexican, you got African American, you got Anglos, and I'm seeing, and even some people that spoke some other language from other countries. Yeah, the Taylor outlets are right here, African Violet. Yes, ma'am, they are. Disney Princess, I know that. So Disney Princess, if you haven't gone back to my other videos, I grew up. I always tell people I grew up on both sides of the track. As a young girl, my mother lived in Central Phoenix, right up from where her father and mother were, and we lived in some apartments there. That's back when she was for a little bit on food stamps. And we lived in some apartments literally just up the street from my grandmother and grandfather, like 5 miles up the street of that. Um, that was more of your Latino and Black community. I went to school mainly with Mexicans and Blacks. That was mainly when I was a little girl. Then when I reached my middle age, my preteen years, I was predominantly in the Tempe area, which is where I was actually born. And that area consisted more Anglos. I went to school with Mormons. And so at my high school in 1982, you could count the African Americans and Latinos on your hands and feet. So that's 20 in a school in 1982. Everybody else up in there was white, and then most of them were all Mormon. The Mormon little, whatever they do, their little church school for their kids was across the street. I mean, I grew up with Mormons. So I grew up with a lot of white folks. So that doesn't bother me. But I know that when I'm coming into my southern areas, that it's almost a sense of things. Even I was sharing with Danielle, there were some people at the company we're at, because it's on the Texarkana, Texas border, and Texarkana, Arkansas border. And I told her, when you come here, this is where you're going to come. I gave her some people, I ain't going to say who, that instantly, one of them I met right off. I knew he didn't like us. I was like, right off. But there's a lot of us there at that company. There's a lot of drivers there, and there's a lot of people even in the offices because of where it's located. But I could tell you right off, everything in me picked up right from then. And he's not from the area. He's from like the East Coast. I picked up, he don't like our kind of people. I picked it up right away. And it's something that when it's somebody who you know blatantly, they just, they're doing it just to tolerate you because they have to have their job. That's it. But it's blatant. And there are some, there's some other folks there. They just very, and I hate to say the word redneck, but that redneck thought mentality. Do I think all people are like that? No, I don't. But I can tell you right now, black people, we have plenty of racist people within our own culture. So, I mean, it's something that is inbred. And me and Danielle had a talk the other day. We were talking about, like, even in Africans, so people from Africa, they look down on black people in America. They look down on African Americans in America. And a lot of that has stemmed from, I'm going to say, some of the Anglo poison of this racial crap that doesn't really exist. Because if we really came down to it, we are a human race. There's really no such thing as race other than humanity as a race. There's no race based on color. Now we can go on ethnicity, where your ethnic background is, where you culturally come from, where your ethnicity stems from. And if you're born here in America, honey, you're a big old melting pot of stuff. Some folks out here that think they Anglo, girl, got plenty of us up in their bloodline. I mean, the thing is that we're so ignorant in America of our history because we've been fed a poison pill. And we don't want to talk about some of the, I'm going to call it the backwater stuff that took place during slavery. We don't want to talk, like a lot of black folks don't know, a lot of these HBCUs didn't originally just start in Woodford's us. Some master started some of those HBCUs so he could get his black children that he had with the slave he might have either raped or been having an affair with educated, because those were his children. And so he helped with getting those HBCUs set up, those historically black colleges and universities. A lot of us don't want to talk about that. See, some black folks, we want to think we all did. We did. No, no. Mm-mm, mm-mm. Master helped with some of that initially. We got to go back and see our history, and we don't want to talk about it. If we really peeled back I want to say, take the peeling off of us and got down to the core of fruits and vegetables and got in there and saw what's behind it, our attitudes would need to adjust. We just really would. And we would need to adjust our attitudes. Now, because of some of the poisonous political atmosphere, we got our African Americans jumping on one extreme side like we did back in the day. And we're not rational about what's really going on. Because like I said, if we really went back, everybody going to do them DNA tests. You're going to be surprised. Surprise, surprise, surprise. You got some African American up in here. You got some Africa. Got a whole bunch of stuff. It's a big mishmash. It's America. That's where we're at. That's where we're at. Oh, let's see what she said. Hey, Jaden, I just saw you in here. I haven't looked to see who just came in. Hold on. All right, Gina. Okay. Yeah, so that's nothing to be. I'm not. No, I don't. And I don't. I just know that I'm cautious about it. It's the reality of our world. Hey, Jaden, what's up? Let's see, Disney princess. I become a cray cray lady. Disney princess, you funny. Regina, right? It is sad. It's sad at what we see. Hold on, while I'm in here, let me see if I can make some of y'all know I need to make some people some admins. Admin. Okay, some of y'all be making some admin just in case what you see, if you're an admin, you're going to get a wrench near your name. What that gives you the power to do is to boot people's behind out of here. Like if we had that demonic dude that was in here that one time, you can kick their behinds out. Please don't take offense if I don't do it to everyone right away. I may do it just to some of y'all and then later do it. Just kind of running through real quick. Let's see. Okay, so I ran through real quick. So I got a few of you in this time, and then I'll do some more next time. But And what that does is it makes you, so if you see somebody doing something, because usually uh, Dustin and them, like Regina's one, Chicago BBW's one, but it makes you be able to highlight that person and you can boot them, block them, or deny them if they come up in here talking crazy. Because I'm not sometimes able to do that when I'm talking. Um, no, I don't take offense to it. I don't. I realize that even the people who have those views, like the student I was just getting ready to get, I don't know how that's going to work out. What's going to happen? Because my truck actually has to be seen by their transmission person on Tuesday, because they could barely get the truck to move. And my fear right now is they're going to tell me to go ahead and get all my stuff, pack it up on this truck, put me on a damn Greyhound, and send me to get another truck. And I did that with Swift. I hate it. And I'm going to tell them I'm not doing no recovery. Don't send me. Yeah, send me to a terminal to get a truck. I'm not going to freaking different dealerships. I'm telling you that'll get me a ticket back to Lubbock. I can't. I don't have the wherewithal for this. The sad part is sitting on the lot in Texarkana are brand spanking new trucks. This is a new truck in the sense of it's a 2019. It's got 86, but I mean brand spanking new, like 17 miles on it. And don't get me wrong, stuff can happen with brand new trucks, but this truck had some issues when I first saw it. I think it was I originally thought maybe the person just jackknifed it into the trailer, like in a turn. But the more and more little things are happening, I'm thinking this truck was in a slide jackknife, like where it jackknifed and they had to tow it in or something like that. I'm thinking it was in that kind of jackknife. Because, like I said, normally when you see that, sometimes you see damage to the cab, but I don't know how much they fixed. And then somebody also told me that I don't know, true or false, he told me that it had been sitting in the back for a while and that there was a hose, they were waiting on some kind of coolant stuff, a coolant hose. So I don't know all of what they're seeing, but it probably was some major issues. Oh, I'm not doing, yeah, I'm not Shay. The kid is not, I am not going I'm not doing no recovery. I don't do recovery. Now they did send people to recoveries at some of the terminals, and they sent them to some dealerships where the trucks had been like mine. So like, for example, if they tell me, hey Shannon, you got to get another truck, they're going to leave this truck here. And then they're going to wait for them to complete it, and then they're going to send somebody else to recover this truck. The truck overall will be a clean truck. When I pack my stuff up on it, I leave a clean truck. It's a pain in the ass. Hey, Medusa, she got her two fingers up, and I think this is Mahalo. I haven't seen my chick from Little Islands on here lately. She's on the islands. She's in Hawaii. My homegirl from Hawaii. I haven't seen her on here lately. Somebody hit me up with something. What's what y'all hit me up with? Let's see. Let's see. What is this? Well, when they take the DNA test, they get. Yeah, I love the one. The Mexican girl or Latino girl on, not The View. I think not The Talk. Is that The Talk? One of them, The Real, The Talk, one of them. And they did the little DNA, and she really wanted to have some African American. She has black folks in her because she said that's where my flavor comes. She had me weak. I'm gonna see if I can find that and link it below because it's funny as hell. Some of them do. I think some of them are shocked, and like I said, I think that wake up call needs to happen. Um, and if we did that, all these people that are all I'm white and thinking you have that, privilege and superiority complex, which is just absolutely insane. You all of a sudden wake up and say, you know what, this is part of my culture. And then when they start researching back, that's when it gets real good. Because if you don't know how that got up in your line, was master up raping slaves, and that's how it got up in your line? Were they having an affair with a slave? I mean, there's a whole bunch of stuff. Like I said, we don't talk about in America. We don't talk about, I forgot what president it was who had his female mistress slave up in there in the White House. I forgot what president was that. Anybody remember what president it was? One of the presidents, and he had his black mistress. And I don't know if it was by choice or not. That's the other thing. You don't know if she had a choice in the situation or not back in that day. Okay, what did Shay say about 34 hours? I missed the 34 hours. Girl, okay, Shay, I didn't read the part about having to clean the truck. You know, and that's the thing. They want you to jump in those trucks and start driving. I clean mine too. Look, I got bleach spray up there. I got a whole bunch of stuff. I gave you a wrench because that gives you the capability, V. Griffith, to boot people. It means you're an administrator. If somebody like that, remember how we had that demonic dude come in and the other dude to come in talking crap? You actually can highlight that person and boot their ass. I'm gonna be doing it gradually. I just gradually grab people that've been on here for a little bit longer, and then as I get to know more and more of you, I'm gonna be adding more. But it'll give you the capability to boot people off. So if I can't do it, you see somebody do something crazy and boot their happy ass out of here or block them. Oh, see, and yeah, if it's nasty like that, I'm not, like I said, I'm not doing no recovery shit. Not like that. I'll keep on going to Lubbock. Okay, hold on, Rochelle, go back. It was Jefferson. Thank you. I knew it was one of the presidents, and I think they did a movie on it. I haven't done the. I've known about it because my mother had talked about this back when I was a kid, and a lot of black people knew about it, but to do the details of it, I didn't know it was his wife's black sister. And so hold up, so the wife's daddy had got with a black woman and had a kid. See, I need to go read on that because that's ninjas. Medusa TD back to permits, not endorsements. I'm trying to get my CDL permit. Oh, you're trying to get when you said permits last time, dude, when we think of permits out here, permits are things that you need maybe for your load. I'm not thinking of your CDL, your beginning, your driving permit. I got you your temporary license until you get your permanent CDL. Got you. I'm trying to get my CDL permit before I join Swiss Academy. Do you think this is a good move? Well, you'll be ahead of the game, but a lot of people have to test right there. That's a lot of them. That's it's like a crash thing. So yeah, if you get ahead of the game and have your permit, that's a good thing. And if you can do all your endorsements, go ahead and try to knock out all your endorsements at the same time when you get your permit. Yeah, if you can knock out and get your permit before you go to a trucking school, that gets you ahead of the game. Because a lot of times in these trucking companies, Swift Trucking, because they want me to be an instructor for the Phoenix. Well, they sent me an invitation to apply for the instructor position. They didn't send it to everybody. There was a select group of us they sent it to, and it was for the Phoenix school. The reason I didn't do it, and Danielle asked me, like, dude, why do you do that? Because most people that get you off the truck and you're working there, I have a problem with putting my name behind stuff I don't believe in. And my problem is that 3 weeks of trucking school is not adequate enough time to me to train these people. So in reality, like me and Daniel, we're talking about the company I'm with now, they only give them a 2 week training school. And she's like, well, damn. Because that means that your mentor is going to be training you virtually everything you should have learned in your trucking school. And that's where I have a problem because you're putting them out here on the road. And like with this company, a brand new student out their school is 240 hours. Okay. Most of the guys I'm getting are 100 hours because they're what I call second chancers. Either they've had an accident of something with another company and this company's giving them a second chance, or they might not be second chancers. They could be they just came off the road for a while and they haven't driven in a while, so they need to go out just as a refresher. So to me, the 100 hours as a refresher for somebody with no issues, not bad. Because when I did my refresher with Swift, they made me do the whole 250 hours, just like a new person would. However, I was okay with that because, like I said, my back end was off. Mm-mm. Yeah, I got a little bit of OCD on the magical girl too. I'm really kind of OCD as well. Um, yeah, because I have some OCD stuff going on with me as well. I'm weird like that. Shay, you're killing me with this paper test. What paper test? It's on a computer. Where are you at in the country that they're doing paper tests? I want to know where you at in the country. Shay, where the hell you at in the country? Oh, they don't have computers in Arizona. Minnesota's. I'm having a problem. They don't have computers where you take your computer test. Are you like in a country area where there's just this little small DMV? Oh, God bless you for being a correctional officer. Girl, you probably need a damn drink every day. Oh, Medusa. God bless you. Matter of fact, one of my homeboys on here, JC Elect, he was a correctional officer. I think he was a PD too, or something like that. And yeah, he drives truck now too. He loves it. He got out of it. Shut the front door. You do I can't even speak on this one. Wait a minute. In Colorado, they do paper test. I gotta talk to Trucker Bill because Trucker Bill had his license out there. How the hell are they doing paper tests for? I don't want no paper test. Give me the computer because I can skip. I like to skip. That's all right because me and the computer, honey, that skip feature is your friend. That's how I pass all mine. Answer what you know, skip what you think you know, skip what you don't know, and then bring it back around. As soon as you hit that, was it 80% or whatever, that test cuts off. And that's how I pass all my endorsements. That's how I pass my test. Shoot, why you bullying? No, I'm good. I'm so good. I'm good. Well, the one in Lubbock is small too. The one in Lubbock is real small, but I don't know, because they want to make me take the hazmat test, and I don't know. I didn't ask if it was paper, so I may have to study it better if I do it out of Texas. But I'm considering moving my license back to Arizona, so I'll have to see, because if I move it back to Arizona, I don't know if I move it back if they'll automatically reinstate my hazmat, because they had that on file, and I don't know if they automatically would reinstate it. I have no idea, or if I have to retake the test. But I have every last endorsement, and I had every last endorsement in Arizona. I just didn't have passenger. Passenger. And see, in Arizona, what I liked is we had commercial. We got our own. We got our own DMV. We didn't have to mess with regular DMV. We went to an office that was just for us. We have one on the west side that's just for us, and then on the east side they do have where it's attached to regular DMV, but they got a little bitty office section just for commercial holders. We don't have to be in that line with them damn other people. Mm-mm. So you ain't in there usually all damn day. And then for the commercial DMV, the other thing they did in Arizona, they actually put somebody from medical review there. So then if you have to add your med card, they handle all that right there. It's a beautiful thing. Oh, did he get a hotel? Disney Princess? Tell him to get a hotel. That's one of the. Well, I was going to stay on the truck because really the truck still ran. The problem is that Peterbilt had no shuttle service, and where I was at, they have food, but you have to go to the truck stops. So they had a Waffle House. I guess some nasty barbecue place, some family restaurant, and then they had TA, they had Subway, Wendy's at, I think that was Pilot. I don't know what the hell Love's had. But since they didn't have a shuttle driver and where I was at, I was like, the hell with this. I'm going to go ahead and get a hotel. Because I asked them, they said the hotel had plenty of food around it. And right behind my hotel is the Mexican restaurant. I walk over there, and then right in front of me is a McDonald's. I hate McDonald's. And then there's a convenience store because I had to get cash today, so I had to go to the ATM. But I also got some water bottles. And then across the street is Waffle House, which I think I'm going to for breakfast in the morning. They have breakfast here. But man, okay, so I don't know why. Some of these hotels, they call these continental breakfast. And yeah, you can make a waffle. But like the Best Western I went to in Phoenix that I just stay at, that Best Western, they have sausage and bacon. They have scrambled eggs. They have where you do your waffle. They have yogurt. They have fruits. They have infused water. They have orange juice, apple juice. They have grapefruit juice. I don't know if I had a grapefruit juice. What else do they have? Potatoes, like we got country fries, or country potatoes. Um, and so they give you a good little continental breakfast choice. This place here, I mean, it looks like what they did is they modernized it. And but they had the waffle, they had some cereal. Oh, the other thing, the one in Arizona, they also take in the fact that you might be lactate, have lactose issues, and they had silk milk. So you could use a silk milk in your cereal. Not here. They don't have any diet syrup. I think I had the sugar-free syrup was available at the one. So they are not considering anything about you being diabetic here or that you have sugar issues. So, you got the carb, which is the waffle. You had, they did have grits. I did get the grits. They had a butter grit and a cheddar grit, and I brought a cheddar grit back I ate one of the butter grits today, and then I bought one of those cheddar grit packets that you can heat up in the microwave. But yeah, I like this. Well, Shay, my favorite, I love coconut milk. The coconut, like vanilla or whatever, that coconut milk, I like coconut milk. But I can do any of that. I can do the soy milk. I can do the almond milk. I can do the coconut milk. Any of those are fine. I don't have a problem with any of those. And then they have the almond, I think it's an almond coconut blend. I think it's a blend. I didn't like that. It's kind of thick, and it also is a little too sweet. Oh, Virginia, you talking about that Best Western on right off the freeway on 67th? It's right in front of the Premier Inns. Is that the one you stayed at? Because that's the one I stay at, that BW. Is that the one you stayed at? And they have that shuttle that'll take you within 10 miles of the hotel. Hey, MJ, what's up, man? Yeah, I stayed that. That's the Best Western I stayed at. That's the one when you were talking about coming in for my birthday. That's when I was saying we could either go there or I was gonna stay at that Premier. The Premier was always because I get my Swift discount at the Premier, right? Premier only pay $40 a night now for any room, whether I get double beds or whatever. So when you and your baby was gonna come in, I was like, well, hell, I can get the Premier and we just do doubles because then it would have been cheaper. But I didn't know if you were gonna be funky about that because the Premier is not fancy but budget friendly. Daniel, what you talking about? That would be too much like right to think of us. What are you talking about? Oh, take y'all to eat too. I know I should have took y'all to the Mexican restaurant. I thought about doing a live from the Mexican restaurant. I did. Okay. See, that's why I didn't know. I was like, yeah, I would have covered it. I didn't know because some people, I got some friends of mine. They're a little bougie. I love them, but they kind of bougie. And they be like, Ninja, why are we up in this ghetto hotel? Because it is a little ghetto. Matter of fact, Conway used to do when I first started Conway. I stayed at Premier. It was a really nice little hotel, but they now have a different client base coming in. And I know Conway finally moved over to the Best Western, and they don't even do their orientation there at that premiere because it ran down. Swift, I think, and Knight still do their stuff at that premiere, but that premiere is ghetto as hell now. I was there the other well when I last time I stayed there. Girl, it was up. There was somebody screaming. The cops was there. I don't know if they was up fighting over some dude. It was ghetto drama, and I was like, this is so much ghetto drama. But it was ghetto drama, Regina. Yeah, I love that Best Western premiere though. They're really cool, but it is a little more pricey. Usually about with my CDL discount like $70. They have an AARP discount too, but I think it was like $70. But I pay $40 a night, and I can get any room and get the doubles. I can get them king size. Um, like I said, it's not a fancy hotel, but $40 a night is just dirt cheap in today's world. I mean, like this one I'm in right now, this was like 70 something dollars. I don't know if y'all can see. And they modernized it, but you see the modern, and like y'all can't see, but the sink is over there. You see the sink, and then they got a rain shower. I know y'all can't see it. It's got a rain shower bathtub. Like the rain shower, and they modernized it with the little half glass and stuff. But I'm gonna tell you, it's kind of falling apart because I went to go pull the toilet paper and the little thing just fell out. So I set on the back, like the toilet paper holder. You can say, just because it look all pretty, don't mean that they put no money in it. They did them. So I see a bunch of IKEA shit up in here. Oh, V Griffith, no problem. I'm happy to DAC link help. Oh, you got your report. I told you that the DAC. So if y'all don't know about the DAC, if you coming into trucking or if you are a trucker and you coming into this, if you leave a company, please always pull your DAC report. Um, I have somebody I'm helping on here, and I know that she's dealing with a company I'm very familiar with. I think they told her going to put one thing. I said, honey, do not believe these companies. Go look for yourself. Go find out what they're saying, because they will tell you one thing and do 5 million other things. Always go look for yourself and do your shit in writing. Always do your shit in writing. So get your report. If you're leaving a company, like I probably need to pull mine, because I haven't pulled mine in a while, but I probably need to pull mine just to see and make sure nobody put anything on there from like the last old company. He shouldn't have anything bad to say. Like I said, I took pictures of everything. So I take pictures of everything. And I don't, like even when I left Swift, I have pictures of trucks. I got pictures of messages. I keep a record because then if anything ever comes up, I can say, oh, no, 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 no. Boop-de, 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 boop. It's just like when I told him I was leaving to go deal with some stuff with Grumpy. Granted, I was doing stuff for myself, but I was honest. I was going to handle stuff with Grumpy. And I went out there and, he's still in his BS. So let him be in his BS. You still you want to be a grown little boy? Be a grown little boy. Everything I done told you not to do, you did. Now you're going, bro, you ain't broke. You want to spend like you want to spend and not change. Okay, enjoy your BS. No, the DAC is a driving credit report for anybody who has a CDL. So it's like a credit report for drivers, and it's only going to be the only thing that reports to it is basically any kind of commercial driving job. And I'm happy yours doesn't have anything on it. Yeah, especially with businesses, Regina. Businesses are dirty as hell, and I don't care. Trucking is its own kind of beast. It is. Granted, well, you did dispatch for UPS, so you understand. Trucking is its own kind of beast, and when you're dealing with these trucking companies, these folks, they can do some really shady McLaughlin shiznit. Um, so it's its own little beast, and you have to be on it because if you're not, you get your feelings hurt. Crystal, you have to send for it. The DAC. I know I put a link. I'll see if I can find the link again and put it in this video for you guys after we're done. Regina, I will never forget Aetna. It's the only company I've ever worked for where somebody laid their hands on me. I've shared that with these guys. And I'm still like dazed. And I got friends like, girl, I would have did this. And I think, as I told them, I said, I think I was in so much shock because it's like, it's almost like one of those moments, is this really happening? And, and I think God did some stuff with me because Shannon, the old win, lose, or draw, we probably would have been in a physical fight. But was I late 40s, late 40-year-old Shannon? I'm too old. And at that point, I'm just like, this is crazy. It's the only reason why I'm really looking to retire from trucking. If I can find me a little office job and be left alone, but right now, I just give me my truck and leave me alone. And that's why I said I'll be probably here for about 6 months to a year. And only, it's not that I think it's a bad company, it's a starter company. So starter companies, they have starter drama, like this switching from trucks because the truck ain't repaired, or getting trucks or bare minimum, just strip bones trucks, no refrigerator, no APU, no inverter. That's old. At 6 years in the industry, that should be something that should be standard for a driver. For a new driver, I get it. For somebody brand new, but once you have over 3 years in the industry, you should be getting in a truck where you can eat, live, and survive off that truck. Because it's expensive out here. The reason I couldn't stay on the truck this weekend, I have a refrigerator. I'm dealing with a little ice cooler. I don't have anything on there other than food that I can maybe make some hot water and put in. That's beyond scope. I should be able to open up a refrigerator, make a sandwich, have an Instapot on there, have a freezer, throw some, if I want to do fish or whatever, throw that in my Instapot, make me something to eat on my truck. That's going to save me money and make this lucrative for me. But when I'm spending money eating out, that's newbie trucking shit. What's the what for, Danielle? And Magical Girl, what heat? Danielle, you got what? I need to know what your what is. Oh, my next step in trucking, if I'm saying this, I'm doing ownership. That's my next step. It's done. I'm gonna either I'm gonna find me a really good lease purchase company. Danielle, what's your what question? You actually, guys, I was watching this morning. I was downstairs eating breakfast, and I was watching. I'm gonna put y'all on a hold. Well, y'all can talk, but I had to run and put my laundry into the dryer here in a minute. I'm just down the elevator. The elevator's just right around the corner from my room. But take me a minute, maybe 3 to 4 minutes, and y'all be here. But I was down eating my breakfast this morning downstairs, and I was watching the weather channel that they had going, and I guess all across the country in areas right now is a heat wave, and in areas like Chicago, New York, y'all aren't used to this heat. In Arizona, I guess they had, and that's they try to put Arizona, and I'm like, we're used to 100-degree weather. Tell us something we don't know. But I guess they had somebody who was working on somebody's air conditioning unit, and the man died up in the attic. Now forgive me, y'all. Arizona is always around this time of the year. We're always, anytime from the time it hits April all the way through August, September, we range between 90 and up to 120 some damn degrees. If you're working on air conditioners in Arizona, your ass knows you need to be hydrated. You know you need to have water. I'm afraid that, they think it was heat stroke or whatever, but dude should have had water. That's Arizona. Now, Chicago, New York, y'all aren't used to the kind of heat that we have. And then your heat plus the humidity makes it a whole nother can of worms. So y'all aren't used to the 100-degree heats. Arizona, we are. It's normal for us. And Danielle, I need to know what your what question was. Help me with the what. I don't know what Danielle's talking about, the what. Yeah, I got stuff like I got crackers and chips. Like the first night I was there, they didn't have anything. So luckily enough, I had picked up one of these little things you drop in the cup that makes the hot water hot, and I had some of those cup of noodle soups. So that was my dinner, and then I had some chips and salsa. So that's what I ate. I mean, that's just what I ate. Yeah, Vegas is used to heat though too. I mean, you know, Virginia, if somebody coming out to Vegas, Vegas is a desert, and they're coming out there to work on your house, that person knows they need to have water. I mean, you know, you need to have some water. So if you're gonna be up in an attic somewhere, you know you need to have some damn water. So I don't know, God forgive me, and you know, somebody hit you, hit me. Oh no, no, no. Okay, Danielle, you don't know the story. Okay, so real quick for those of you who don't know my Aetna story, Regina and I used to work together at Aetna. So Regina, you see in here, that's how I met Regina. We became friends at Aetna. We were in the we were starting a new division for the Affordable Obamacare. I hate the word Obamacare, Affordable Care Act, and we were going to be the division handling the Affordable Care Act for Aetna. We were going to be the provider side, and they also had a what do you call it? You have the provider side, and you have the patient side. So we were the provider side. We were going to be dealing with the doctors, the hospitals, all of that. We were the brand new division for this. Our main management, our upper management was located out of Florida, I think Jacksonville. And then we were under a guy who, um, Latino guy who was going to be our supervisor. And then we had a black girl who was our team lead. Um, we all came in and everything was going good. And things, we had certain individuals they had hired who were a little special. I had reported one that we were working on different projects and things, and one of the individuals who was special, they put her, me, and Regina on a project. Told these people about this girl off and on, kept telling them about her. Well, she was Latino, and no offense to those Latinos in here, while I appreciate you guys are maybe a very close-knit group, sometimes you have a heavy bias when it comes to your group. And so therefore, um, there were things that were being allowed with her that should have been addressed, and they never were. So things got elevated. Me and the girl had wrote some jacked up stuff, and I addressed it, and they didn't handle it right. They really should have talked to me separate from her. They didn't. They put us all in the same room, and little girl sat there with a little attitude, wrote this stuff, and then I had no support from the from my manager because he was Latino, and then the team lead, she's gonna play whatever side she could because it was all about her money. Plus, she liked drama too. So what ended up happening, there became a verbal confrontation. I left. When I came back to my desk to write up something to upper management regarding the issue, the team lead came over. My hands were on my keyboard. She put her hands on my hands, took her body, I'm in a rolling chair, physically pushed my body back in my chair and removed my hands and locked my computer on me. You never, and I've done management, I have management training from a Fortune 500 bank called Chase Manhattan. I've done management for other companies. You never, ever, ever do what she did. You don't ever put your hands on anybody. You don't do that. Luckily enough, I had two witnesses. One wouldn't say anything, but the other gentleman did say something, and he did report it, and I want to thank him for that. He reported it to upper management. She lied, the girl did, and then when upper management finally came down, they still really didn't address it. So luckily enough, I started praying, and God, He worked through this white lady that was there. My dad called her Pit Bull with no fangs. But what they didn't realize is that she was there in a bigger capacity than what they knew, and she was over the customer side. But her thing was she was hired into Aetna in order to help set up division. So really, what this lady was doing was sitting back in scope watching. And when she started realizing things weren't right, she started doing focus groups with us. Then she did she did individual meetings with us. Before it was over with, they got rid of mostly every. Hey, United, United, I think I'm out here in your neck of woods. Aren't you here in Atlanta? Because I'm here in Atlanta. I'm just outside. I'm in Locust Grove right now. I think United is here in Atlanta because United, you're the ones that you got your own trucking. He's got his own trucks. He's got like I don't know several trucks. You're my cab over brother, right? The one with the cab overs. We talked one time. I think that's him. Yeah, okay. Yeah, he's this guy a businessman. He has several of his own trucks. Um, so if y'all ever have questions, y'all can hit him up. He's here in the ATL area. He has an old school cab overs, nice cab overs, but he has some old school cab overs. Um, I'm broke down here, United. I'm outside of at the Peterbilt of Atlanta. So my truck's there, and I'm here in Locust Grove at a hotel. So I'll be here. I know Monday they're supposed to not pull the truck back until Tuesday. I'll be talking to my driver manager Monday, and I think they're gonna be arranging for me to probably drop this truck and go somewhere else. I'm not gonna be happy. Not unless they send me back to Texarkana to pick up a truck, but it better be virtually new. It better be new. I'm not doing no recoveries. Zero. Well, I'm telling you, give me a bus ticket back to Lubbock, or I'll get myself a bus ticket back to Lubbock. Hold on. Medusa, you were asking me something about did you have class for 6 days? 6 days? Oh, Medusa, that's because you're new. That's because you're gonna be going through the Swift school. I did not go to Swift school. I went to an actual trucking school. My trucking school was 6 months long. I went to a school out in Arizona called AIT, American Institute of Technology. My trucking school was 6 months. I did not go to Swift school. And I'm not knocking Swift school. I just know I went to a trucking school and it was 6 months long. Swift school is 3 weeks long. That's what they wanted me to actually instruct, was at Swift school in Phoenix. Which one are they sending you to? No, I didn't. I didn't beat the girl down. I didn't flip out. And I'll tell you, this is where I knew Jesus had dealt with me. And it was actually the guy who was my witnessed it. He told me. He said, "I can tell you really a Christian." 'Cause he told me. He said I would have come up in there with my gun and I'd have blown the supervisor away and her away. I was like, okay. I was like, your Lord has done some work. I've never thought about killing people. Hell, no, I can't say that. But I never thought about, to the degree he went. But yeah. Don't miss the empty machines. What are you talking about there, Disney? Tell me what you're talking about. But anyway, the end results were is that the lady who actually came in, which was a light white lady, she ended up getting rid of all of the upper management over our division. She ended up getting rid of our supervisor. And she was working on getting the girl out who laid the hands on the little team lead chick. She was working on getting rid of her. Uh, God must have really that girl. The girl's supposed to be Christian too, but the girl had some issues. She honestly did. There were some things I know behind the scenes. The baby had issues, um, and I understood why she was like she was. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Danielle, you do need to get away from dude. I ain't gonna lie. That dude you working for, you need to just go and throw him a peace sign as quick as possible. Oh, I'll be right back. Thank you, Disney Princess. I need to go put my stuff in the laundry. I will be right back. Y'all give me a couple minutes. The thing is right around the door. Hey, Monet, hold on for a second. I'll be right back. Danielle's in here too, Monet. Give me a second. I gotta go down and get my laundry. I'll be right back. I had to put it in the dryer. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. Key, change, good. I never saw this. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. I'm back, y'all. Had to take a wash hands. All right, y'all. Get my big butt back up here and talk to y'all. Whoop, whoop. Ah, yeah, yeah, yeah. All right. We got the big butt back up in here. Thanks for waiting. What just fell? Oh, plug. All right. Had to go to the bathroom, y'all. Hey, Cat Eyes. You made it in. All right. Where you at, Monet? Hold on. What I miss? Hold on, y'all. I'm just going to jump back and see what I missed while I was gone. Oh, you in my home state of Phoenix? Dog. Oh, you moving to my home state of Arizona? We talked about this. You moving to Avondale, right? Okay. Regina, my buddy Regina's in here. She used to live out there on the west side too, Monet. She can definitely tell you. I think you said you got family up there though, so you should be straight. Disney Princess, thank you for reminding me about my laundry because it was done. Well, I'd washed, just had to put it in the dryer. Well, I'm Monet. I'm gonna be home. I gotta come home because I need to go to the doctor. So I gotta get. I'm gonna be home August 1st. Well, they're supposed to be getting me there August 1st, and I have a doctor's appointment on the 2nd, and I'm not going to leave out until the 6th. So I'll be hooking up with Nikki J, possibly Flossie and her partner. Those are all lady truck drivers. Actually, that would be a good damn interview. Oh my God, I just thought about how good of an interview that would actually be. So Flossie won her significant other. They're on a truck together, and she was in some other industry. She lives in Arizona, and now she and her partner are driving together. Then we have Nikki J, who was a lease purchase op with her own authority. She then went local. There's some drama with the local. We'll talk about that maybe a lot later. Right now, she's getting all her tanker stuff because she's looking at possibly going tanker. But I think Nikki's interview is my biggest interview I want to do because I think you guys will love it and we're going to piecemeal it. Actually, I need to sit down and write out exactly what I want her to cover because me and her are probably going to do off and on interviews for quite some time on if you want to get your own authority, the ups and the goods and bads about it, what she went through, running your own truck, taking your truck, doing lease purchase from another company, um, everything she went through, insurances, all that stuff. We're going to talk about that. I also want to talk about if she's willing to about her background and how her whole life has been changed from even health challenges that baby had, just to show you how God moves if you let Him move. And her story is to me just a testimony in general. And when you hear her talk, you're gonna be sitting there like, because when she tells you a story, you're like, ain't no way in hell you did all this, baby girl, because you's intelligent and you're very. Let me tell you, she's very articulate. It, young, because I'm old, 51. That baby in her 30s. I'm so impressed. I'd be impressed. I'd be happy just to listen to her sometime. Because I'm so impressed when I hear a young minority person with some damn sense. Not just you be talking to them and like scratching your head and your behind at the same time and say, I need to go find your mama and whoop her ass. Something is wrong with you. Something is wrong with you. And we need to go find your mama first and whoop her behind. Okay, hold on. Let me go back and read this. I sleep. Y'all, I slept really good today. I slept all I needed to sleep I got. I didn't realize how tired I was. I think between that margarita and that food yesterday, I was done. That's what I want. I want to be able to pull stuff right out of my own garden. Disney princess, you. Ooh, let me tell you. But magical girl, you got kids, don't you? Have kids? I think you have kids. If you got kids, I understand why you don't sleep. Okay, Medusa, I'm a cooker too. Like when I go home, only reason I don't cook at Grumpy's place is because he wants a woman to cook for him. And so finally, since I work, cooking shiznit. Now, if I was staying there and I was waiting to start a job, I would cook just to stretch the food and money be tight. But when I go there now, I don't cook nothing. And after he ate up the food, when I went and bought that $40 for the child, I told him, hell if I do it again, it won't get done again. No, ma'am. Oh my God. Is he okay? Disney Princess, your husband is the one with Schneider. Is he with Schneider? Ooh, grilled onions and liver. Yeah, JB, if you want somebody with them old school trucks, and he has some beautiful, he sent me a picture of his cab overs. United Independent Drivers has some beautiful cab overs. And United, she comes from a trucking family. Her dad is a long term trucker, so is her uncle. And her uncle actually owned his own series of trucks like you do. Monet, what you mean 10 trucks ahead of you where? Are you at where are you at? Oh, are you at the Blue Beacon over there next to the Loves? If you're at Blue Beacon next to the Loves, girl, you should have just parked and get that washed out tomorrow. I'm just saying. Or you could have went to Danny's. Danny's has a bigger no, I'm trying to think right now. I usually go to the Blue Beacon over by the Loves, but I've also been to the Danny's. Before they built that Blue Beacon, I used to go to the Danny's. Danny's had a good washout. You could have called and seen how bad they were backed up. But that Blue Beacon, that's like the main Blue Beacon if it's the one over by the Loves. I think that's what you're talking about. Okay, okay. Yeah, if you're in Avondale, Avondale is not bad. Avondale is mainly a Latino community. It's more Latinos in Avondale. I mean, there's everything there, but the bigger population in Avondale is going to be Latino. So it's more like a barrio. But I mean, you're right there. You're not too far from a lot of the shopping that's there in Avondale. My buddy Joe lives in Avondale. His family home's in Avondale. Levine's right next to there. You got a lot of stuff in the area. So Avondale's not bad, and the land's probably going to be cheaper because it is more of a barrio area. You probably get a house for next to nothing in Avondale. You have to do some work on it maybe, but you be in a little Latino community. But as long as you got your security shit going on, you should be straight. I mean, it's get you some dogs in the backyard, get you a security system up, and put up a sign that said, I wish a ninja would, regardless of your ethnicity. I get my house, I'm gonna put a big sign. I'm gonna have a sign made. I wish a ninja would, regardless of your ethnicity. And I'm gonna have a big ass gun on it and a dog. I'm just saying. Pictures of the dog and the gun. Read between the lines. I don't know what many lines you need to read between to see those two pictures, but hey. Nikki doesn't have a YouTube channel. I think she does, but she doesn't do videos. So Nikki J does not do videos. I don't know about Nikki C. I gotta see because I got two Nikki's on here. Nikki C. I look like in her picture, her hair short more. Well, she has more hair than I do because I have a receding hairline. But her thinning hairline. But her hair is kind of like a little small fro. Nikki J. I'm not sure. Nikki J. Every time I've seen her, I've never really seen her hair. I think I've seen her with a cap. Um, you cheated with that margarita. But I had one today. I had one that I just did a house margarita because the one from yesterday, and I have usually a very high drink tolerance. I don't know how much alcohol they put up in that one yesterday, and it was a big old what they call a schooner. That glass was about in the picture. It doesn't look as big as what it is. That glass was about this big and about this tall, and it was frozen margarita. And then I poured the Modelo Negro in there. Now I've done that before and never just go and everything's fine, just a nice little cold drink and you're fine. Yesterday, I felt that drink. So today I said, let me have your house margarita. I just did a little $5 margarita. And as soon as I drank it, I was like, oh my God, because I didn't really taste the margarita yesterday. I poured man, they put this little place back here, they put alcohol in this. They don't be playing. And also, let me tell y'all, if you are going to have cocktails out here, you got to make sure you don't drive for you want to make sure you do a good 34-hour reset, or I think it's like 34 hours before you get back on the truck, because it will show up if they do a random. So that's why today was probably my last margarita. Tomorrow I'll just do some tea if I go over there. I might do the fajitas tomorrow. Oh, you said just getting everything ready for him. Okay. Okay, somebody had cook on here. I'm going back reading this. Disney princess. She don't cook for Grumpy anymore. Laugh out loud. He's still waiting on a woman. He gets women to cook. So Danielle's sister, who is one of the church ladies from his church, that's how I met Danielle. Her sister is one of the Christian sisters at the church, and they do cooking for the whole church like once a month. So he gets meals that way. But also her sister, very similar to Danielle. They're very Southern women and I'm gonna say certain Southern because Danielle's actually kind of the East Coast sister, but she's got that Southern vibe to her. And Southern people are very much like my grandma. It's like old black people back in the day, like old black folks. This is how we do. We cook a meal, and we know Sister May up the street. Girl, I cooked some greens, and I got some fried chicken over here. Come on over and get you a plate. That's how we did back in the day. I grew up under those kind of black people, okay? My grandmother, Miss Pearlie. There was no time that you could ever go. I could take a friend to Miss Pearlie's house. Miss Pearlie was like an aunt to me by marriage. Her brother married my grandfather's sister, and we called her Miss Pearlie, but she was my aunt really by marriage. And Miss Pearlie, anytime you go to her house, I take my best friend Jane. Miss Pearlie gonna bust out. She's like, okay, baby, I got some beans and rice up in there. It might not be a lot, but we were the type of black family that if you had something and somebody came in that house and they was hungry, we gonna feed you. Now, if you want to turn your nose up at what's in the refrigerator, then you can sit your ass there with some water. But otherwise, we're gonna offer you what we got to share. And so that's how families used to be. So Danielle, her sister out in Lubbock, they very much that way. So no one, I think that my father he's an associate minister in the church and don't do shit anymore. But she picks up his tithes from him and takes it to the church. We'll talk about that too. That's the mad at God part I want to talk about. Me and Danielle talked about the other day. But she picks up his tithes, but also if she's a Sunday and she done cooked extra food, she be like, Reverend Smith, Reverend Smith, you want a place? I made. It don't matter what she made. If it's food, he gonna take it. Okay, because he don't have to cook it. And then his dumb ass sits there and go, I got me 2 days worth of groceries. Crazy as hell. Brother, they ain't no damn groceries. That's just a plate. But he's weird. He just that's it. And the thing is, he can cook. I just, man, you know how to cook butter? Oh, ignorant, just ignorant. And I don't know where that came from or when that implemented for him, but that's just who he's just freaking ignorant. It's just ignorant. Well, Magical Girl, United Independent got a bunch. He's got some beautiful cab overs. I'm gonna let you know. Oh, you're at Perino and Sons. Oh, you're in California. You were in Arizona. Got you. Oh, you only go to, yeah, because Danny's is gonna be probably quicker now that they put that, because they got that new blue beacon over there by Loves. It does have two bays, but unfortunately, it's always backed up. I mean, usually when I go on there, I got at least a 30-40 minute wait. Oh, the Swiss School in Fontana. Okay, I was based out of Yoruba. Um, it's just up the street out of the reefer division. Are you doing Medusa? Are you going to do reefer or dry van? What are you going to do for them? If you do reefer, let me know. I have two good driver managers I recommend. You can tell them you're not an asshole like me. They know me, but they know I will put my feet in the sand and say I'm not doing it. Let's see. Monet, most of us who come from those families that didn't either have much, or we learned how to stretch some food. I think we all are like that. Like Danielle's like that. Like Danielle was like, I was in my truck and I'm like, man, I didn't have time to stop for a sub. I had something to eat on the truck, but I wanted a sub, right? And Danielle and me were right in the same area because we ran to each other over the road. And she like, well, she need to look for parking because she need to shut down. And I was like, I'm tired. I'm shutting down. And so I found a hole in the wall truck stop. She pulled in and she had some. I still remember it, y'all. So I do not like macaroni salad. I'm gonna let y'all know I do not like macaroni salad. I'll eat it if I'm at somebody's house. They cook it. I mean, I'll eat it. It's just not one of my top favorites. I'm not a macaroni salad person. With the exception, speaking of Danny's, I had a macaroni salad at Danny's. I was hungry and I was driving for Swift, and I never had macaroni salad made like this. It had macaroni, tuna, peas, green peas. I know some chopped up onion. I think Danielle said she puts bell pepper in hers. That damn stuff was so good that every time I go to Danny's, I get it if they have it. The first person I've ever met who actually makes it is Danielle. So she came to my truck with a big old Ziploc bag. I had two big old cupfuls. That crap is so good. When I get back to Arizona, I want to make something. Go to my place, and I love to cook. If my dad was not so lazy and trifling, it wouldn't be a big deal. But because you expect that a female should cook for you, I don't do it. If I don't have to do it, if I'm working and I got money, I'm not going to do it. So she was nice enough to share that with me. NBA never broke again being in truck. Yeah, you always that's trucking. I mean, you might not have a lot of money, but you usually have a good flow weekly. You have some flow of something, you're gonna get at least $400 or $500. You minimum. I mean, that's low, but you should have something coming in. You should be doing 1,000 or more, but a week. But let's see. Yeah, Danielle made us. She put. I told her, I said, "Girl, you put your foot, corn, toenails, toe jam, everything up in that. That damn macaroni salad was good. That's the only macaroni salad I like. I don't like any other macaroni salad. That's the only one I like. Oh, Disney Princess, you're a broker. Are you a trucking broker? Oh, we need to talk. I want to understand the broker side of it. Oh, we need to so talk. Yeah, Disney Princess, we're gonna have to definitely talk. Yeah, me and Danielle were talking about like a women's own trucking company, and I got some ideas. Here's my problem, and I share this with Danielle. This is gonna be a long video, but we just chatting. She is. My problem is, so I equate issues with women to Destiny's Child, the Supremes. Who else? What's the Escape? You get a bunch of females together, and we don't know how to put that female thing on the shelf. Like, for example, and I'm gonna say this, and some men may like me for this. Men can be on a football team. Them ninjas could hate each other to death. But if the goal is to win that game, them ninjas could hate each other, but they gonna pass the ball. They gonna play that game. They not gonna. It's all about winning that game, even if they don't like each other. In most cases, I ain't gonna say all, but in most cases, men know how to put their BS on the shelf and get the job done. Women, we become too catty, and so trying to get a business where it is run by women, my fear is that you end up with a Destiny's Child, a Supremes, an Escape. What I mean is those groups that could. Here you are. You guys are winning. You're making money. You're popular. You're famous. But you can't put all the other BS aside and win the game. And win the game means get your paper, put yourself in a position where you can retire, and set your family and yourself up for the future. Instead, we get jealousy, we get pettiness. It's just drama. It's just drama. And black folks, we do the same thing. And I hate to say it, we do it more than anything. Monty Grumpy has a saying. This is a saying most black people know. Black folks is like crabs in a bucket. One crab try to get out, and the other crab pulls it back down into the bucket. It's a very effed up mindset that we have to get past, and it's something that has hurt us, which is why politically right now we have people who can do what they're doing because we can't get along. We should be much further from the time of Martin Luther King to now. But again, we're like crabs in a bucket. One tries to get out and the others just pull you right back in. So we got to reevaluate. And females, we can sometimes be exactly the same way. Um, Families can be the same way. And I understand some of the psychology why black people are like this and why black families are as damaged as we are and we're like that. But we need to do better. We just need to do better. And the United States, so what you say? Disney, what you mean you a crab? Are you talking about you're a Cancer as your sign? Or are you just Disney Princess is on something today? Girl, you better stop sitting with sip. I didn't send you a margarita to drink. Don't be sipping on that margarita I had yesterday. You be up in here in the fetal position in this bed. I came in the room and just laid down. I was like, the hell did they put in that margarita? Ooh, the ladies downstairs were asking me, did you get your margarita? I said, girl, I had to go upstairs and lay in the bed in the fetal position. I took an hour. Disney Princess, when's your birthday? I'm gonna blow you back. When's your birthday? Okay, you need to be talking to United because United is into a lot of health remedies too. Disney Princess. Oh, okay, yeah, because I'm June 26th. So you June 25th. Girl, you know I'm 51. You expect? Look, I had to ask my best friend the other day because I was filling out my beneficiary stuff, and Grumpy, that ninja. Would you put me down for your emergency contact? No, I put Jane down for my emergency contact. Well, you want to give me the names of people in case something happened? I put Jane down as my emergency contact. He just sat there and looked. Ah, please, you too sorry. Jane will handle stuff. Shit, I might be sitting on the ground for 18 days. You might take my money if I left you in charge and put it in your account. Just leave me on the ground. I wouldn't be shocked with Grumpy. Same as you ate my food. Anyway, my best friend, she's a Gemini. I get along really good with Geminis. I don't know what that is. A lot of my friends are Geminis, mainly because they're sarcastic, and I'm borderline Gemini Cancer, and I'm not all into. I do have Christian beliefs, so don't get all I'm into astrology, but I do believe that people born at certain times have certain similarities, certain characteristic similarities. So I can't. I just is what it is. Most Geminis I know, they had a two-person split. They sarcastic as shiznit. Um, yeah. Anyway, uh, I get along with Gemini. So my best friend, I said, "Where's your?" Now I don't know, and I know her birthday is like June 4th. And my other friend, another girlfriend of mine, I think hers June 3rd. Her and my best friend, their birthdays are about the same time, but I get them mixed up all the time. Sad ass. I'm old, especially not being 51. I'm old. Grumpy called me about mail the other day. Oh, I'm calling you because you got a package. And I think he wants to go in the package and see what it is because he got no life. That's his. The ninja don't got no life. You got a package here, and it's a small package. I don't know if you need to know about it. Well, if I wasn't thinking about it, I don't need to know about it. I said, well, who's it from? Well, I'm trying to read. Well, oh, it said, and then it said, like, I guess it's a foreign address. And I said, oh, I ordered a CD on Amazon. It came from like Germany or someplace like that. It's one of those compilation CDs, a funk CD. And it took them a while to send it to me, so it's there. Honey, Gemini's doing some straight up fools. Every Gemini I know crazy as hell. They funny as hell though. I get along with Geminis. They are cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Funny as hell. Like I got one of my homegirls, Bridget, she from Compton. Child, you got Bridget. Bridget straight fool. Clown. Shoes, hat, wig, nose, the whole suit. It's funny as hell. And United is putting his information in here if you have questions. He does help people as far as like I talked to him a little bit about possibly becoming an owner a while back. I don't think I was really ready for it, and I'm still kind of right here because I've still got some financial stuff I want to clean up. But that's my next move. Whatever I do next, it is my next move is to have my own truck. The working for companies is old now. Yeah, Disney, that's my problem too. I'm right on that because we were both right on the cusp, right? So I have. It's funny because one of the girls who does our news for the Trucker 411 Facebook page, we used to work together at the University of Phoenix. And so she does that charting stuff, not something I'm into, but she asked me some stuff about when I was born. And she said, now I understand. She says, you have the Gemini and Cancer. I said, I could have told you that. Then we went through all whatever shenanigans you're going through. She said, that's that sarcastic side. I am sarcastic. I didn't know I was sarcastic. You wouldn't believe, I really didn't know. It's funny because, I'll tell a story too. Sometimes it's like being fat. Some people, like I can admit I'm fat, but sometimes we don't realize how fat we are. I walked in front of the mirror the other day. I was like, "Oh my God, I gained so much weight." I mean, I'm fat, and I knew I was fat, but I'm mega fat. And so, okay, I got to get this off. Even though I'm talking about food, right? Food, one big thing. Um, Today I went across this little thing here, and this little baby. I don't say she's overweight. She's probably overweight by about 50 pounds. Yeah, about 50, 60 pounds. I could tell. If you fat, you should not be wearing workout gear like they pants. It's not cute. It's not. If you got, even when I'm smaller, when I lose weight, I got a big ass. I mean, even when I was thinner, my ass is huge. I had a huge ass. Fat is extra huge. I got a huge behind. There's some shit with your body type we should not wear. We shouldn't wear. It's meant for the skinny folk. And yes, there are some black women who aren't necessarily mega fat like I am, but you're overweight. There's some shit you just shouldn't wear. And if your body is built a certain way, there's some shit you just can't wear. And we need to be real about our stuff. It just kills me. And that baby, so there's stuff we can't wear. There's just stuff we cannot wear. And I didn't realize I was sarcastic though. Was one of my good friends, the one I told you I had the lupus. But in high school, she told me, she said, how do you not know? We're out of high school. I think it was in my 20s. And she told me, okay, she says, and you're sarcastic. I was like, no, I'm not sarcastic. Shannon, you're sarcastic. Yes, you are. I I had no clue. And now that I'm 51, oh my God, I am so bad. And I got to watch myself because I got to hold it back. I had to put the reins on me. Yeah, Magic Girl, I'll be calling you because you sent me a number. I'll call you today. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna have to get back in. You're gonna make me have to scroll back through here. Independent, send me an email, truckerdoll@gmail.com with your number. Cause I gotta call Magic Girl. Last yesterday I had to lay down. Yeah, after I got off that live, I slept and then I slept this morning. I think it's a combination because I was really good and full, and now I don't know what the hell they put in that margarita, but I was like, but the margarita I had today, it was just the house margarita and it was liquored up. I was like, oh, and I told him just give me the small one because I know what y'all doing. It. I mean, I'm old, but damn. Girl, this baby, she had an ass like a young, and I'm not trying to look at people's ass, but I'm looking at all the booty, but it's not in that way. But I'm looking at her and I'm looking at her like an old woman, like, baby, that look, I know I'm getting old, y'all. I'm looking at this, shaking my head, little sister. I'm like, little sister, that's not something you should be wearing. I can't. It irks me. And if I say no, and the guys with the sagging pants, oh, I just want to get a belt out, whip the hell out of you, and then I want to go home and beat the shit out your mama and your daddy if he at home too, because both of them shouldn't allow you to do that shit. No, I'm gonna get a few calls out today. So yeah, United, hit me up with that with your phone number, and I'll call you today because I knocked that out. Then well, I'm gonna call first. I gotta call Magical Girl because that's who asked me to call her first. Then I'll call you, and then I need to catch up with my Danielle as usual. Let's see here. I'm in Georgia. Oh, you know, United's in Georgia. United's in Georgia. Yeah. Well, I think this is Cobb County. I don't know what the Nut County is. That pisses me off about the weather band, y'all. I'm a truck driver. I'm driving. How the hell do I know what county I'm in? Tell me the city. Give me a mile marker. Give me an interstate. There's a tornado that's coming down I-45, mile marker 152. I need that kind of information. Don't tell me Cobb County. I don't know where the hell Cobb County is. I ain't from Georgia. It might be Cobb County. I'm trying to think. What I tell you, Locust Grove, Georgia. Locust is Locust Grove or something like that, Georgia, where the outlet is. Oh, maybe she's asking you a county. Hell, I don't know. Oh yeah, because that's magical Disney. You and your ninja was gonna come get me with blankets and pillows. Y'all sweet. I was in Chattanooga. And Chattanooga's pretty too. Probably that's about right. Monet, you messing with me? You don't got no sense. If you didn't figure that out, Monet, you should already figured out I have no sense. Y'all have no idea of how much a fool I can be. I have to reel it in. And what y'all really have never seen is my temper. So that's why I knew that what happened at Etna, I knew Jesus had worked on me. Because Shannon of old would have probably been in prison. I would have been sitting right next to my damn brother. I would have been sitting right next to. That's why I said it's so good that my father did not raise me because he would have had two children in prison. It take all I have to keep some of my stuff. It do. And I know God. I know that's the Lord. When they said, "Why do you think I keep watching?" Because you know I'm a fool. Let's see what this fool is doing today. Oh my God. Y'all have no. I have a whole nother side. And then, like I said, if it wasn't for the good Lord, I'll be honest, I had a whole other side. I'd be sitting right in the prison cell next to my brother. I already know what we're dealing with. Every family has its issues. One of ours is temper. And I have one brother, I guess my dad has had to bail him out a couple times. And then my other brother who's always spent his entire life in prison. But when I got to know my father, I realized, I said, thank you, Lord, that I didn't grow up with him. God knows things ahead of time. Sometimes we think we've missed out on something, and you be sitting back, and once you get to see what you think you missed out on, you be like, Jesus, that I didn't have to go through, because that ninja right there, I would be so messed up. My father is a hot ass mess. So I would be just as crazy as my brother, if not worse. Ooh, okay, you do got a temper, Disney princess. Okay. Yeah, Medusa, if you get that stuff done, you should be straight. You should be absolutely straight. Um, like I said, my school was 6 months, so they prepared us to do our test. They drove us over. Everything in my payment was even paying for that paid for me to do my testing. It helped me with studying, and then I did my little practice exams. And like I said, I passed all my endorsements and my CDL first try. There were a few people that had to go back and retest. I did not. Oh, you had to pay for the window. Every last one of them, and even if you can get passenger, the thing is, if you get I don't know where you're at. You have to ask them what they require, because most trucking schools are only going to help you. Most trucking company schools aren't going to cover the bus endorsement, the passenger endorsement. So that one you may have to skip. But like if I had done it when I was at my trucking school, they would have signed off on the passenger endorsement, because they actually do some training for the bus company, even though we didn't do any bus driving stuff. We had what they call secondary certified DOT trained trainers. So there were people that were trucking school instructors at my school that actually can test for Department of Transportation for Arizona. So they actually did our testing. I didn't have to go back to Arizona DOT to do my drive test. Everything was done through my trucking school, and any of those people were basically secondary testers for the state. They go through their own process to do that. So I would get all of them. Like I said, unless I don't know that Swift is going to cover the bus one, but everything, your doubles, triple, hazmat, get all that knocked out. If you can get all that done, take all of them, and you can do the practice exams on here. My thing is, yours is different because you're doing that paper stuff. So study whatever they gave you with your book. Me, I just did the practice exams, and most of the same damn questions that were on the practice exams were virtually the same damn questions on the test. I did the CRIST, and most of that stuff is exactly the same. Girl, I can lift the chair, but my back could be kicking my behind right now. Look, just walking my back, I have to stop. My back is jacked. That's why I gotta get the weight off. Because I got all this fat gut right now pulling on my back. And I gotta get the weight off. So we're gonna be talking. That's why I go to my doctor in Phoenix. We're gonna be having that come to Jesus meeting. She had already started setting me up, and then I switched insurances and stuff. Yeah, I need no exit numbers and interstates, y'all. I be listening to Brother Band. There's a tornado in blah 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 blah, and there's a tornado advisory in Harrison County. I don't know where the hell Harrison County is. How close is it to this damn interstate? Or this U.S. highway that I'm on? I need that kind of information, y'all. Actually, Medusa, If you're brand new to the trucking industry and United Independent, he's also one. His son actually is at Prime, was at Prime, and he actually talks to drivers about that. My personal opinion, you can ask him his. He's a lot longer in the game than I am, but my personal opinion is you should probably be in the industry. I would say minimum 1 year before you get into truck ownership, so you can understand it and see if you really like it. I probably personally would say do 2 years before you actually get into buying a truck, because by that time you have experience, you've gone through the up and downs of trucking. You then also, what you really need to do is start watching what they call freight lanes. You also will find out what kind of freight do you want to haul. Do you want to be dry van? Do you want to do hazmat? Do you want to do tanker? Do you want to do LTL? I mean, you may find that you want to do something that doesn't require you to buy a rig. Like LTL pays good money, tanker pays good money being a company driver. But if you want to stay van, dry van, reefer, and you want to go your own ownership, you need to understand freight lanes. If you decide you want to do, and I don't know, most women don't want to do flatbed, but if you want to do flatbed, heavy haul, specialty freight, that's a whole other thing. If you want to maybe sign on your truck with, what's the name of that damn company? They do government contracts and they do a lot of explosives, dynamite. What is the name of the company? They pay good. You can bring your truck over to them. I forgot the name of the company. Anyway, they're out there all the time. A lot of times they hire military people, but they also hire anybody who can drive. But they hire a lot of military people to drive for them. I forgot the name of the damn company. But anyway, there's companies out there that do military stuff like explosives, different kind of equipment for the military. You can take your truck over to them, make good money with them. So you go to Landstar, and I mean, you just really need to review it. And then the other thing I'm going to recommend is I recommend a guy named Kevin Rutherford. You can look him up online. He does Road Dog Trucking Radio. He actually has, I've met several owner ops that use his guide, and I listen to him a lot on the radio. Um, he has like guides to becoming your own owner op and what he sees a good, bad, and ugly. If you can buy your own rig, that's almost a better bet. You may want to do oil field, but understand oil field can be up and down. So you have to, again, it's understanding what area of the industry you're gonna be in, and then find out what money you can make in it. United is, I think he's mainly reefer. And reefer is usually good money. The one thing about reefer that I've always liked about reefer don't never usually slow down, because people always need food, and there's always going to be something that's going to need to be temperature controlled. I've taken diabetic tubing in a reefer and had to set it at a certain temperature for the tubing. So, I mean, it doesn't always have to be food, but there's always temperature control things. Reefer to me is smarter than van in the sense of if it's just a regular dry van. But if you get into specialty van, hazmat, things like that, then that's a whole different ball game. When you get into hazmat, explosives, that's a whole different type of ball game. Expedited freight in dry van, that's a different ball game. But if you're doing just a regular dry van, you want something that kind of, in my opinion, is going to always have a need. Regular dry van freight can slow down on regular dry van, and then you're sitting. But reefer usually all people gonna eat. People gonna need to eat. People need their cars to run, so they're gonna need fuel. Trucks need to drive, they're gonna need diesel. So tanker, reefer, uh, food grade tanker, those are good areas to get into. Specialty van, expedited freight, or like I said, anything with hazmat, those are good industries to get in because there'll always be needs. Let me read what you got here just said. But I'm a big pump for, and like I said, if you want to do on your ownership, check out Kevin Rutherford, a Road Dog Trucking. You can probably Google him, and you might even have some stuff here on YouTube. I've never looked at his YouTube stuff. He has a book out too. It's kind of a little expensive series, but I know a lot of owner ops that have sweared by his methodology. You know, Dizzy Prince, I think what it is I've been through all the little trucking company drama, and now I just really want my own shit. You know, even coming here, like sitting here waiting right now with this truck, and now possibly being told Monday, hey, pack your stuff up. We're going to send you to go get another truck. That to me is just irritating. It's just irritating as hell. And then I have this bare bones truck. I don't have a refrigerator on it. I don't have an APU on it. I don't have an inverter on it. It just is. It's not nonsensical. With 6 years in, and then I had met an African American brother at what was that, Morrilton or Morton's. It was a little catfish place, and he told me, how's it going for you? And he told me his dad, similar like United, talking his son and some other people into being their own owner ops. And he said his dad had his own trucks, and he's running some of that now. He's running one of his dad's trucks. His dad's passed on. But he told me, he says, yep. He said, I worked for a company for only such and such. After that, I was independent. And that's just, it's after so many years, it's the way to go. It's the way to go. And then Danielle said to me, you should have been your own owner, your own lease purchase op, or owner op. Yeah, just, hey, just me. What's up, baby? Yep, just me understands. I got map on my truck. I need to go get my big laminated ones. Those are in Phoenix. hmm I missed something. No, Area 51. Y'all stupid. I heard something about some Area 51 stuff. I don't know. It's crazy as hell. Okay, Disney. I don't know how y'all did that. So, will y'all eat over the road all the time, Disney? I can't do the eat over the road. The eating over the road is irritating. After, like, I mean, I'm having Subway, but I'm irritated. And sometimes I like sandwiches, but sometimes I make my own damn sandwich. I make a really good sandwich anyway. Oh, okay, you joking? I'm like 21 years. I'm like, with no, now the storage. I'm not a Peterbilt fan. I still am not a Peterbilt fan. The storage on the Peterbilt is nice. The interior is actually very nice. I still am a Freightliner fan. If Freightliner could adopt the storage from the Peterbilt and the Volvo, best truck in America. But then Volvo and Peterbilt need to adopt them Jakes from the damn Freightliner, because Freightliner Jakes are the truth. They need to bronze those suckers and put them up and market them to every other trucking company, because they're trucking creator, because them Jakes are the truth. You're too funny. Anyway, I'm gonna get in this, but I do want to say the part that I have put on here about mad at God has to do with grumpy. So me and Danielle share a little grumpy part, and Danielle gave some wisdom, and I told her I knew that he was. I think he's mad about his situation, but I really hadn't put it in the context. He is mad at God. So my father, if y'all don't know, he's actually a licensed minister. He's supposed to be an associate minister at a church. All of a sudden, when he couldn't control his pee and he came to look pretty in his suits, and um, he then just stopped going to church and just sit in his chair and sleep all day. And Danielle hit on here. She said he's mad at God, and I was like, oh my God, I didn't think about it, but that's exactly what it is. It's funny, and again, lessons from my father, how we all, even myself, we want to stay in our shiznit, and we want God to come down to our level, and it doesn't work that way. We got to change And that's like me and my swearing. I really got to work on it because I know it's not right. We've got to change. We got to be willing to change and mold into what God wants us to do. And sometimes that's not easy. It's not just like the weight. It's not easy. But eventually you have to make those steps. And if you don't make those steps, then when you stand before him, you're accountable. So like my father right now, he is so pissed off about his situation because Grumpy can't do what Grumpy wants to do because he's always been that little boy who's gotten his way or done what he wants to do. Now he's an old man. And so now I'm not going to do nothing, God, like a little insolent child. Who's anything? Sit, lay in a chair and go to sleep and not do nothing, just lay in a chair and sleep all day. It's craziness. So, whatever you do, and it's just some wisdom that just came to me when me and Danielle were talking. When you're mad at God, take a look in the mirror because it's really not God's fault. It's on you. It's usually when we're thinking we're mad at God, it's not his fault. It's on us. We made choices. And the choices aren't necessarily, you can have what I call bad choices, but I call any choice that we make learning choices. So it's like somebody was saying, hey, I want to come to this business, and I'm going to quit my job. Whoa, 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 don't do that yet. Go ahead and come to business, but you might get in this business and you come into trucking, and absolutely, once you get out here and deal with some of these trucking companies, by the time you get like, I am done. I'm going to go back to an office job. Like I was listening, I think, Chris Styles on here on YouTube. Like, I've been broke down. They switched me into this other truck. I'm broke down again. And, I can hear the frustration. Like, I'm going to go back to an office job. It's not the business. And understand the frustrating because that's part of trucking. But when you go into the office job, there's other shenanigans up in there. You got the politics up in there, kiss asses, favoritism, a lot of stuff going on that you just like, all I want to do is come in here, do my job, and go to hell home. I don't want a bunch of drama. You're going to have drama in anything. You just got to weigh out what drama you want to put up with. Anyway, we are almost at 2 hours, so I'm going to get my happy behind off of here. Y'all, be blessed. Be blessed, be blessed, be blessed. I probably won't be on tomorrow because I need tonight. I'm going to probably get in here and do some paperwork. And everybody who I said I was going to call, I'll be calling you in a few minutes. I'm going to go check on my clothes. I'm going to call out. First thing is Magical Girl. I got to hit up. Anybody else who wanted me to follow up with them, put your number. Send me an email to trevordoll@gmail.com. I will try to get as much as I can today. If not, I'll get something tomorrow. But I got paperwork to do for the company. I got to scan in all my paperwork and organize it. It's easier than that last company I was with because that stuff was so manual. This one, I just fill out a form and then just take pictures. But I need to go through everything, and I want to make sure they get it before tomorrow because, like, the expense for this hotel, that needs to, they advance the money, so I need to make sure that money don't come out this check because this check ain't going to be as big as what I would like because I'm broke down. So anyway, y'all, 2 and 2, be blessed. Peace. Oh, trevordoll@gmail.com if those of y'all want to hit me up. Peace.